Hey everyone, it's Renzo of 995 PlayFM, and today we're joined by a band that you've heard on air, and if you've regularly tuned in to the show that I reside in, the Homerun, you've definitely heard their new single, Heaven, because I play it an inappropriate amount of times, as I am a sucker for rock on pop radio. So please welcome Kevin, Sam, Alex, and Luca of DENOVA.
Woo! What's going on?
Hey.
Hi, Renzo.
Yeah. So first of all, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on the new single. I want to get to the hard-hitting questions first, get it out of the way. Have you guys had breakfast? And what did you have for breakfast?
Nope.
Coffee.
Yeah. I'm having a Red Bull.
Okay, coffee and Red Bull for breakfast. That is the DENOVA special, I think. But let's get through these questions so we can get you guys something to eat. But first of all,
You shouldn't have brought up food, man, because now I'm just thinking about pancakes.
I apologize, but we'll get there eventually. First time hearing the drop of Heaven. I mean, put a face on me that is not one that I'm proud of. Just hearing the drop, the riff, and Kevin's like, touch me. Like, my face is literally like, I was just
face.
yeah, the stank face was on. And, you know, as we all know, the more
Stank
contorted the face, the nastier the song is. And it really is, like, no question about it. Take us through the day that you all heard, like, the final version of the song. Like, I'm talking about, you know, heaven_final mix.wav. Like, what was it like hearing it in the studio for the first time?
Same as you, that face.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it now. For every song, it's like, has it got the stank face approval? That's it, innit? But yeah, man, it was good because like that song took a while to get to where it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it started with just a voice note, me and the guitar, took it to the lads, and we were just trying to find the chorus. You know, we had the pre-chorus. You know, touch me, I'm in heaven. And we were like, yeah, this is banging, but it needed to go somewhere, and we went through various drops, and then we brought our producer in, Ronnie, who we've been working with for 8 years, and he was like, let's try something different, and he got a bass guitar and tuned it really low, like super low, disgusting, right? And then he was just messing about, and then he kind of had the notes for the riff, and we were like, oh, it's almost there, do this, and then we had it, and we were like, is this gonna be good? And then we started the song again, played the verse, and then in the pre-chorus into the chorus, and it was nasty, man. We were like, whoa, this is it. Yeah. It was that euphoric moment that you long for, when you're writing. That's when you know you're onto something. When you know, it could even, sometimes it's just with the guitar, I'll be writing something, thinking a few choruses, and then it's all like, oh, that's it. You know, that euphoric, it's addictive, man. And that's what happened that day at the studio when we found the drop. And then when we got to start playing it live at shows to test it on people, that was it. We knew we're onto an absolute winner.
Definitely. I mean, you got me dancing in my room and just the stank face on and everything. So, I mean, if that translates like thousands of miles away, I can imagine how it would be so powerful to hear live and with the audience and everything. But yeah, I mean, you guys have mentioned before how, you know, you can have a particular part of the song down. You can have the drop down, you can have the chorus down, but it's not going to be anything if you don't have, you know, the proper verses to go along with it, like the rest of the song to build on. Like, you can't have a weak verse just to fill in and lead up to the chorus. It has to all kind of mix together. Tell me, how do you kind of defeat ear fatigue? You know, a lot of time people who work in audio and music, they tend to have to listen to their mixes and their takes over and over and over again, and sometimes that can just like really mess with your head. Like, you don't even know what words or melodies mean anymore. So how does the band kind of combat that in the studio?
I think just being fans of music ourselves. So we love listening to music. So we love our own music.
Right.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, when I guess when you're hearing the same part over and over again, that fatigue is natural. But it's just about thinking about the overall outcome. What is the outcome of the song? What are people going to hear? We always write music for the fans, so we've just got them at the forefront of our mind, and we're just thinking, you know, are they going to like this? Are they going to really feel something when this hits? And I think you've got them at the forefront of your mind, you just naturally overcome that fatigue because you're ready for the final outcome.
Definitely. And it's like, sometimes, you know, you've just got to put the hours in as well. You know, in the studio, you've really just got to put the hours and accept that there might be a day or two where you've tried something and it hasn't worked. That's just part of it. You can't go into the studio thinking, I'm going to nail it today. But you know, you can't skip the process. And also, like, when you hit fatigue, sometimes it's good to just step away for a few days, you know?
Yeah.
Give your ears a rest, listen to some other stuff, and then come back to it and hopefully be buzzing. And if you're not buzzing, be gutted.
Yeah, that is like a tricky thing that people kind of don't realize about the process. You know, they think that if you don't get it down in the first few takes, it's like, oh, it's over. I can't be a musician. Like, it's interesting and refreshing to hear that, you guys yourselves, you've been, putting out music for years, that even you guys know that it is a grind. Like, sometimes you really have to like take a couple of days, even for just like a verse or something. So I'm pretty sure that's refreshing for people to hear. Luca, you were going to say something about kind of beating that same kind of fatigue.
Yeah, it tends to be when we're all in that hole in the studio where we're thinking, oh, is this going to be right? This doesn't work. Right. That's often when we don't take ourselves too seriously and joke around with like filters on our phones or something for like half an hour, and then mess around and make funny videos, and then that often like helps us get out of that hole.
Right.
Yeah.
But like it happens with it, I'm sure with everyone, and different songs have different times where we feel like that, and it's just a process, I think.
And, take us through the history of DENOVA. I mean, I kind of want to take it back to the start. I read up a lot about your history, and it says that you guys have been playing together since you were younger. Like, kids is the word that they used. And I kind of want to know how far back it went, and at what point did you all transition from just kids jamming out to, people legitimately trying to pursue music and make DENOVA a band?
Well, the earliest memory I have of DENOVA is it started off with me, Luca, and Sam. We were in our drummer at the time's attic playing Stacey's mom.
Oh, okay, yeah, Fountains of Wayne.
Remember? Yeah, Fountains of Wayne. That was the first tune, and that's where it all started, man. Like, I think we were 12, 13, and we just kept going from there.
Was it because you liked the song, or was it relatable?
Don't ask. And we just went from there, playing My Chemical Romance, Green Day, all that stuff.
Taste, nice.
And then we started to play pubs just where we live, playing all these pop songs, emo songs, sorry. And I remember the locals in the pub, they used to call us, "Is that the Fall Out Boy that have just walked in?" Because we'd have our skinny jeans on. But yeah, it just naturally went from there. We started doing gigs in Manchester and developing the sound. We met Alex. We stole Alex from another band, actually.
Nice. Gotta love human theft.
Yes. And then that's it, man. Like, just developing the sound. And when we finally wrote "You're Not Alone," when we heard the final version of that, we were like, "This is DENOVA. Like, this is the sound."
Right.
So we decided to take the previous music offline and go with this new sound, because it really felt like, right, this is what we're meant to be doing.
Right.
Yeah,
and with "You're Not Alone," it's interesting, because I listened to it and I listened to the alternate version, which is admittedly a lot slower. And you guys yourselves have said, and I quote, "We've tried to write a song that is chilled and vibey, but it's just not who we are." But I would agree. I would argue that the alternate version of "You're Not Alone" is not only chill and vibey, it's also like a banger. It's fantastic, and it seems like something that you guys could totally explore in terms of musicality. Are you telling me though that there's like a vault of chilled and slowed, vibey, unreleased DENOVA songs? Because if they sound anything like the alternate version of "You're Not Alone," then we want more.
100%, man. Like, one thing we've always been good at is writing like ballady kind of songs. You like,
right?
Like those kind of songs. Mm-hmm. But it's just tricky trying to. We're still figuring out how to get our DENOVA sound.
Balance, right?
Right.
You are right though. Yeah, we did nail it with "You're Not Alone" alternate version, but yeah, it's something that we're trying to explore. Like, there's a couple of songs we're working on right now where we're going to explore acoustic guitar, which we haven't done with this new sound before. So we're going to try and figure that out, and maybe a piano. But the thing is, we still want it to have that big, like, wash of
soaring sound. Yeah, for sure.
That's it, because otherwise it just doesn't feel like us.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But then the alternate version of "You're Not Alone," kind of, I think it nailed that. It nailed the mix of sounding intimate, sounding like it could be between just like one person and another person, but also like it could fill a stadium, and it could be like, for people just like, with their cell phones up. So I think that would be just fantastic to explore. But with that being said, I think that's where, you know, a lot of people can hear the influences that you've mentioned. I mean, DENOVA's influences have ranged from like the 80s with Genesis to the early 2000s with Daft Punk and like, you know, current contemporary acts like Churches. Do you guys get inspiration purely from other music, or, you know, let's take it per person in the band. Do you find other inspirations in other types of media like video games and movies and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember I was watching something on, like I could be watching something on Netflix,
right?
You know, and then there'll be some like an emotional scene, or someone will say a line, and that can totally inspire a song, you know.
Right.
I could just be like, right, pause, get the acoustic, here's a song. That's happened quite a few times. I've been in the cinema before, and there's someone said a line, and then I've had to go to the toilet to record a voice note, like, blah, blah, blah. And then someone in the cubicle's like, shut up, mate.
Yeah, he's really annoying to watch films with, that's for sure.
Yeah. At least don't bring his acoustic to pull it out whilst in the cinema. Because that would have been more, yeah.
What do you guys think? Shut up.
You got to watch the version of the movie with no score. So he's just there like, just like scoring the thing as it's going along. But no, that's totally true. I mean, like the intersect between, you know, scores and cinematic music and, you know, narrative songs and actual songs, they can cross so well together. And I think that's why a lot of people are kind of border in on that mood. A lot of DENOVA songs does sound like it can be in a scene of a movie or in like a trailer of a movie, and like it's really sick in that way. But for everybody else, where do you guys kind of get inspiration that isn't necessarily from other types of music?
Yeah, I think for me as well, film is a big one. Film's a big one for all of us. We often go around to Lucas and watch films on his big TV, stuff like that. So,
nice.
Yeah, film's something that I'm personally super passionate about. And yeah, I take inspiration from that. I love movie soundtracks. I'm constantly listening to movie soundtracks. I listen to them just as much as I listen to albums and things like that. So yeah, it's film is a big one for me, definitely. I don't know about you guys. What about you?
Yeah, film again, but to reiterate on it, like I think even like small independent TV shows or even as little things as like adverts that you might you know, like commercials that'll come on. I think you can find it anywhere if you're open to looking for it. Because even in say if you went into the city centre of a big city, and just sitting and people watching at a coffee shop could inspire something. And I think if you're open to seeing it, you can find it everywhere.
I mean, I'd love to give some big philosophical thing about how you hear music in the things that people are doing, but realistically, a lot of the things outside of music probably has been from things like movies, TV shows, and I don't know, like working, like I know this is kind of going against kind of what the question was, but kind of
it's okay.
Working with sort of or listening to other acts sort of live as well. I feel like that gives like a different sort of spin on kind of what on what you can get from sort of a recorded kind of song from wherever you kind of come across it there. So I feel like that's sort of invaluable in helping as well.
Live
music. That's definitely true, man. Because like when I'm at shows, I've always got my notes up and I'm making notes and trying to like remember certain things in the set. Sometimes I'll even record little things that they do, just to like see how we can use that, you know, how we can get inspiration from that. And to expand on your question, it's as well as movies, I found just like listening to your friends and family, what are they going through, what's happening in their lives, that can be a massive inspiration as well.
Yeah, and it's true because, you know, a lot of people in our generation, at least, you know, we grew up watching TV shows that have had like, you know, on face value, they seem like shallow. Like, for example, Gossip Girl. You know, that was such a big thing. But then so many people found such amazing, like Death Cab was on Gossip Girl. You had like The Kills were on Gossip Girl. Like, it was fantastic. And, you know, shows like Skins for me as well. Like, it was so like it introduced so much great music to me as well. So it's great you guys are kind of getting through that too. But
the OC.
Yeah, that too. I mean, you know, all these young adult shows, I think they knew their market. But I did want to ask you guys, from the perspective of a pop rock band, an anthemic pop rock band who now, you know, finds their music playing on pop radio. It's interesting because, you know, the reason why I loved Heaven so much and hearing it on air was because it took me back to my childhood hearing, you know, Anthem of Our Dying Day on radio, you know, like Green Day, Fall Out Boy, as you mentioned, like, and we don't really necessarily hear that as much anymore on pop radio. Like, yeah, sure, you get like the Machine Gun Kellys in sometimes, but then, you know, it's not as varied as before. Did you kind of want to become an identity in that sense in radio for pop rock, or did it kind of just happen naturally? You're not really thinking of it much?
Just not thinking of it, man. And the fact that you're playing our music is just amazing. Thank you so much. Like, really buzzing about that. And I think it's, you know, like you said, like Green Day and that, we've always been inspired by bands like that. Mm-hmm. So to follow in their footsteps and, you know, be doing similar things to them, that's what it's all about. Right. And I think we just try not to overthink it. Like the main thing for us is write songs that we love, you know, and then hopefully other people will love them too. That's all we can do, really, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Now, hey, before the pandemic hit, I just realized, like, you guys were supposed to like play more shows in 2020, come over here to the Philippines and, you know, and play shows. Well,
bring it up, man.
Dude, it's so I'm sorry, but it's so unfortunate that like it literally happened, you know, right before everything kind of shut down. You know, take us through the week that happened. I mean, for the band, was there like kind of like denial at first? Like, nah, I mean, it's gonna blow over in a few weeks. Everyone was kind of saying that, you know. But so yeah, how did it kind of transition for the band into something that was like, okay, guys, we got to actually just stay in?
Renzo, I'll paint the picture for you, man.
Okay, go for it.
I just got back from the Philippines. You know, I met with the team we have over there. Had a nice holiday. Went to Palawan with my girlfriend and my cousin and his girlfriend.
In December, right? Of 2019 or something? Yeah.
Came home in January. Best time. I was like, right, this is our year, lads. We've got everything booked. Went home, told the lads all the stuff we've got lined up.
Oh man.
We came round. We booked our flights, you know. And then Luca even set us up with a Tesla to take us to the airport. Woo, that's how buzzing we were.
Yeah.
We were looking at our different Airbnbs.
All out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we were planning everything. And then we had like a really big itinerary of shows, you know. We were playing, what's it called, Labor Day in La Union.
Yeah, Labor Day La Union. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and, you know, on a beach. What? Like, that would have been absolutely
Dude,
insane,
that place
man.
gets insane. Like, it's literally just like the entire beach line is filled with, you know, bars, clubs, and like people playing shows and everybody just having a good time. But I mean, it'll happen. It'll happen. You know, it will happen.
It will.
Can you not just tell us it's bad and then we don't feel like as bad for missing it out?
Oh, it's horrible. It's just a lot of senior citizens just, you know, chilling out.
I want to play it.
Yeah, it's a lot of noise complaints. You know, lights off by 8 p.m. You're not missing anything. So keep it to that. But yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I'm sorry that, you know, that happened. But how soon did everyone kind of, you know, adjust back to, you know, okay, I guess we're staying here for now and we have to focus on the music that we have to have at hand?
Yeah, it's like you say, it was just about thinking, right, okay, well, now that's put on hold for a bit. Let's try and write some new music, write something that when we go over there, you know, eventually when things go back to normal, we'll have the best set list possible with all this new music that we've been writing. So yeah, it's kind of like our set list's definitely stronger now. We've got loads of new songs in it that we're really proud of, that we can't wait to come over and play live. So yeah, it was horrible at the start, heartbreaking and everything, but just capitalized on it and just wrote loads of new music, really.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and you know, we're praying like that it'll be December. That's probably too optimistic, but I'd love it to be December because it's the best time to go to the Philippines as well, you know, with it being Christmas and everything.
For sure.
But you know, if not, then maybe April. I don't know. It's just so hard because like it's been like that for the past 18 months. Like, oh, maybe it'll be in July, maybe September.
Yeah,
you know, got to stay optimistic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and but I'm glad that you guys have had the new song to keep you busy, and just looking forward. And speaking of looking forward, before we kind of wrap things up, we only have a couple of minutes left. What's next for the band? I mean, I'm not talking about what's next today with your breakfast. I know it's going to be taken care of, but then what do you guys have planned next? You mentioned exploring something more acoustic and piano driven, but walk us through it.
Well, we've started finishing the next single, which is another insane song. It's got a nice drop in it as well.
Nice.
Bit of stank face going on.
Sure.
And that one, yeah, I'm really excited about that one. We collaborated with some other musicians as well, which is really cool for this one. And we're just gonna keep releasing music, man. The aim is to release a new song every 2 months, and we're gonna start tackling those ballads by the end of the year. I think the slower tunes.
Yeah.
So we've given ourselves a bit of a deadline. But we'll get there. We just need to get in the rehearsal space and really just vibe it and feel it, and that's it. Yeah, just hopefully be gigging again.
I can imagine like an alternate version of Heaven. I mean, the drop goes hard, so it's kind of hard to imagine. But you saying touch me, that would go in a ballad, right? I mean, that would totally fit. But then
on our Instagram page, there's like a really rough acoustic-y thing that we did when we were jamming. So yeah, I guess if we developed that further, maybe that could be the way it goes.
Right. Yeah. But then with the glimpse of what we saw with You're Not Alone, I mean, we're looking forward to seeing the Heavens and the alternate versions, whatever you guys have planned for us. So thank you, DENOVA, for joining us today. Before I let you go, though, I do want to get, since you guys have been watching movies and listening to music, can I get from each of you one movie and one song recommendation? One movie and one song recommendation from each of you. It can be an album, can be an artist, can be a particular track. It could be something you saw, over the pandemic, but just something to impart to our viewers right now. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first. So movie, and I've been telling the lads to watch this all week.
I feel like they already know.
It's a new movie. It's so silly and just what is going on. It's with Daniel Radcliffe. It's called Guns Akimbo.
Oh, the one where he's the guns are attached to his hands.
He gets kidnapped and they put these guns on his hands and he gets forced into a battle royale kind of thing.
Right.
Man, it's so funny. And Daniel Radcliffe is so good. I could watch it again.
Yeah.
You know what
I mean, he literally played a corpse in his last movie, right? Swiss Army Man. So it's definitely
I've not seen that one yet. That sounds really funny.
Definitely in his ballpark.
Yeah, and then song. I've been listening to. There's an actor called Tyler Posey.
Oh yeah,
he was Teen Wolf.
Wasn't he on Teen Wolf? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I loved that show, man. And I aspired to be as ripped as him back in the day. He released a song last week called Past Life.
Okay.
And it's really throwback. It's like Simple Plan, that kind of sound.
Right.
And it really takes you back, man. So I've been listening to that on loop, and so has my girlfriend. I managed to get her hooked on it as well.
I'm gonna go. My favorite film is 500 Days of Summer. I don't know why.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Nice.
I feel like every frame in that film could be a poster. It looks amazing. And the soundtrack's fantastic as well. So yeah, 500 Days of Summer. Music wise, I've been listening to the newest Killers album quite a lot.
Oh, okay.
Big fan of that. And I've heard that even though they've only just released that one, they're releasing a new album, I think, soon. So I'll be looking forward to that as well. That was a bit of a throwback. I kind of scrolling through Spotify when I was bored in lockdown, thinking, what did I used to listen to? Who did I used to like?
Right.
New album. And then I listened to that, and then I was feeling it. So yeah, new Killers album and 500 Days of Summer.
Seeing the expectations and reality scene for the first time as a teenager, my hopeless romantic heart was like, oh, so true, so true, Tom, so true. Okay, so Sam or Luca?
Hit you with a soppy one.
Go for it.
Really soppy one. Titanic.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's really cheesy and obvious, but it's one of them films that I can watch over and over again and not get bored still. And that's got a cracking soundtrack as well. Just saying. Celine Dion. And favorite, I'm really feeling the new John Mayer album. I've been playing that on repeat recently.
Was it called Sob Rock? Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It's really good.
You're just in a very melancholic mood, right? I mean, Titanic and Sob Rock, dude. Are you okay? Is Luke
all
okay?
The feels.
Just vibing in it. Just vibing.
Dude, I remember with the Titanic. I don't know when you guys watched it, but I watched it, when I was a kid on VHS. It came in 2 VHSs. It was that freaking long. It was the first time I saw like 2 VHSs in one packaging. It was insane. But
oh my
great
God,
suggestion.
did it? I didn't know that.
It's like a 2-parter VHS. It was an epic moment. How about you, Sam?
Crazy, man.
And mine is also a very heartfelt film. It still gives me emotions to this very day. And it's Avengers Endgame because I watched it last night, and it still makes me a little bit sad watching that.
On your left, man. On your left.
I know that feeling. I was just watching that the last like hour of it. I was just like, just because I remember going and watching it at the midnight release and like being in that cinema around that environment. And everyone just going mad. It was like the first time that I'd actually, because in the UK everyone's quiet. No one does anything. Like
I think it's only really in America where people are like, just like standing up and like, woo.
Everyone's doing that, but it was genuinely the first time I was in a cinema where everyone actually started like when a certain scene happened. I mean, everyone's seen it by now, but
for sure.
everyone went a bit mad about it, which was it was on the music side of it here, because there was kind of 2 veins which are both very, very different. One of them was the new Run the Jewels album. Just as a good like it's kind of like a good workout album. I always seem to listen to that when I'm at the gym. Actually, no, I'm just gonna run with that one. The new Run the Jewels album was the last thing that's a good listen to.
Killer Mike LP, can't go wrong with them. Fantastic.
Exactly.
But DENOVA, thank you guys so much for joining us today. This has been so much fun. I'm sorry to keep you from your breakfast, but hopefully it was worth your time. But hopefully to see you guys soon here in the Philippines. But in the meantime, folks, you can catch their new single, Heaven, on 99.5 Play FM. Again, this has been Renzo. And thank you once again, DENOVA, for joining us. Have a good day, guys.